Hi, this is Tam from Artemis Oracle. So there may be a point during this live where it gets a little fuzzy, it gets a little pixelated. Just bear with me. I'm here. I exist. I'm real. I'm a person. So I just want to do a whatever comes out reading. I'm going to go into some oracle cards. I'm going to the Revealing the Truth oracle cards, and just see what comes out, and then we build off of it. I'm going to be on as long as my lunch break, or as long as my lunch break extends or exists or allows. Talking is hard today. You know, I just learned that Mercury is going into retrograde. Retrograde. It's already starting. It's already gone into retrograde in my planetary system. Excuse me. But it's supposed to go retrograde on November 9th. So we're currently in the pre-shadow period, which is about a week or two before it actually goes retrograde. And then after that, I think it's November 9th through, I don't know when, but then there's a post-shadow period. So some of you may be experiencing some issues with your technology, with your speech, communication, your phone, computer, just any technological issues. It's also around this time, I know from what I remember, it's not a good time to have surgery either, because it's not a good time. So I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I may be at the point where I'm pixelated right now. I just noticed that, but I may need to use the Wi-Fi here, but I have to download a specific app in order to do that. So that's something I'm going to consider doing just to avoid any issues with buffering. Let's see what comes out. The first card we have is Encounter, which is something I saw at the bottom of the deck. Encounter, meet by chance, love at first sight, crush. Okay, tell us about Encounter. It's a whatever comes out reading. I'm not trying to make a love. It's whatever comes out. That's too many cards that came up. I saw the basement card. Basement, it just reminds me of archives, stuff that's buried in the past, something that maybe in your subconscious. Some of you may be reflecting on the past. There may be somebody returning from the past, and that tends to be the MO for retrogrades. Personally, I have not experienced people returning during retrogrades, but I do have memories, some past wounds that kind of come up that need to be tended to, need to be dealt with. So Encounter. This could be something that's coming up or something that you've already experienced. You probably met somebody, you probably meet by chance. You know, it's like you met somebody randomly and you and this person clicked. Bonfire, safe haven, flame, home, sing and dance. So this person could be somebody that, you know, just ignites a passion within you, lights your fire. But it also says safe haven, flame, home, sing and dance. So this is someone that does sing to your heart, or may be singing to your heart if you encounter them. There's someone that you may feel safe, like they may be somebody you consider home to you. They may feel like home to you. Collection and sing. You and this person probably have memories together. Memories, singing, music. Singing may be relevant, music. This is probably someone sing praises. You know, this is someone that you may know from the past, actually, because they may, whenever they speak about you, they sing your praises. They think highly of you. And an encounter doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic encounter. It could just be somebody that you've known from the past, someone that you met by chance, or just someone that you happen to see by chance that is from the past. We're just putting that out there. It could be anything. And remember, readings are general. Not everybody's situation is the same. So we have different circumstances or in different timelines. And timelines doesn't necessarily have to do with a specific, like the time of day and the year and all that. It's about where you are in your life, because we all have our own personal timelines. Some of us are late bloomers, some of us are early starters, you know, just so you can have an understanding of what I mean. Apple and snake. If this is like a romantic or sexual type of encounter. This is someone that can be a little bit toxic, but it could also be a healing relationship too, depending on the card. Because I was gonna say healing. Snake is about healing, shedding old skin. It says live fertility, poison. Live poison fertility, right? Fertility is about bringing growth. Apples do grow from trees, right? But you may be, this could be a situation because it says apples, wisdom, death, sexuality, joy, and then the snake card came out. But immortality card came out as well. So this is giving me Scorpio energy. I posted something in my my post, or what's it called? The post section of my channel, and it talked about the different phases of a Scorpio, and one of them is the snake. The last is the phoenix. Before that is the eagle and the dove, right? So some of you may be encountering somebody, and this person can, they may be a Scorpio. You could be a Scorpio, or it could just be the season. We're currently in Scorpio season. So whatever this encounter is, if it is one of a sexual manner or romantic, this person, there may be something going on in your encounter or your relationship. If this is someone you've already met and that you encountered them in the past, and you're in the middle of something, you're in the middle of something going on, there's something that's going to be changing in the relationship. At first, it could have been something that was, I don't know, for some reason, I always think of the apple as being forbidden, but it's wisdom, depth. You may be learning something from this person, and it's allowing you to remove like these parts of yourself, like these identities that you've kind of held on to, and it's allowing you to be renewed in some way. And Scorpio season is about all the re's, regeneration, renewal, revitalization, rebirth, resurrection, what else? Reincarnation. And reincarnation, it could be just you being reborn within this lifetime that you have, and you just growing and transforming and elevating your life, elevating your mindset, your perception, your experience in this 3D world. And one of the cards here says resurrection, sublimation, piety, and infinity. I want to look up what sublimation means. And the bottom is sorry. So maybe there's something that happened in this relationship, and it could be anything. It could be having you reflect on past situations where you've had regret, that you never got to apologize to somebody or even to yourself for the way you probably were hard on yourself. There was different parts of yourself, like as we go through life and we go through different phases and have different relationships, we have specific identities that may be tied to it, that when we release those relationships or circumstances, sometimes it still stays with us. And in this encounter that you have, and it could be with somebody, like I said, it could be sexual or it could be platonic, depending on what it is, and please take it how it resonates. Whatever this encounter is, it's something that's going to help you expand from what you've known about yourself already. And also allows you the opportunity to apologize to yourself, to forgive yourself. So I want to look up the word sublimation. I keep talking just so that there isn't any awkward silence, and in case anybody comes in, sublimation. I always choose the wrong time, but my lunch, I prefer to take lunch at a specific time because it's just what I'm used to. I might try doing a live in the evening because that might be more suitable and allow more people to engage with me, which is what I really like to do. Sublimation meaning, psychology, is a psychological defense mechanism in which unacceptable or harmful impulses are channeled into socially acceptable behaviors. It involves transforming negative emotions, desires, or instincts into creative or productive outlets. It's kind of like transmutation, And with transmutation, it's like you could be experiencing something that's negative, but then you try to shape the situation or the circumstances in a way that it turns out favorable to you, or it benefits you in the end, So the most basic explanation or analogy I can give is when you start to feel sad about something, then you take that sadness and you use it to create or write a poem, write a song, create art, that type of thing. So it's like you're taking those emotions and you're channeling it into a project. So that could be something that you're doing right now. And it's interesting that we have collection of things. So some of you may be using some of your past experiences to help you, and the pains that are tied to it, to kind of channel it into something that's artistic. I know for me, I'm using myself as an example because I know myself best. I don't know you guys. You may have different hobbies, different interests that align with you and align with how you channel your energy or your emotions. But for me, I'm writing a song, and I'm taking all the, it's an experience or experience I'm undergoing or experiencing at this moment that, you know, that's helping me create a song that aligns with how I feel, but it also aligns with love relationships I've experienced in the past and a love relationship I have recently experienced, you know? So I really like this, This is about, and it's funny, the fire is about purification. Fire purifies, it cleanses, it removes things that don't serve a purpose, And with this, shedding this old skin and for self-forgiveness, transformation, reinventing yourself, reincarnating in this lifetime. And I know that's a little woo-woo, I know, for whoever just came in. But, that's what it is sometimes. We just go through different changes in our lives, and the reincarnation doesn't necessarily have to be like you die now, and it could just be like you're just changing and evolving the person you are. And sometimes when we have people from the past that know us, a different version of us, and they see a newer version of us, they are still tied to that old version. So in order for them to kind of be with us or know us who we are now, they will have to defamiliarize themselves of what they already knew about us, so that they can know who we are now, because we evolve over time. Hopefully people are evolving. They're not the same person they were when they were a teenager, or in their 20s, or in their 30s, or their 40s, and so on and so forth. If you're the same person you were decades ago, and you haven't evolved and changed and proved yourself in some way, then there's some work that needs to be done. But some people, they may not think that they need to change, and that's normal too. Maybe they don't have to change, maybe they're fine. Maybe they haven't gone through hardships and stuff that kind of make life difficult and kind of change the trajectory of their life. Not everybody has colorful or traumatic experiences like most people who are spiritual do, you know? But I'm not saying that in order to be spiritual, you have to gone through some sort of trauma. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But it's just certain circumstances, like, wow, I have to change my life. I have to change who I am, how I am showing up in whatever environment I'm invited into or that I am passing through, because we're all visitors in each other's lives, even the person that scrolls past my life, they're a visitor at that moment. And eventually, they scroll past, and that's how life is. People come in and out of our lives, but that shouldn't stop us from changing and evolving and bettering ourselves, Okay, so that's what came out, and I like it. So let's go into love. Ooh, broken. Tell us about love. Wow, I'm so funny because I did a reading last week, and one of the omens or signs and synchronicities was webs, cracks, spiders, the number 111, and I believe 77. But right here we have the foundation card, established family security. So this is about, basically it's like the Four of Wands in tarot. Intimacy, bonding, sensual, and confiding. That's like the Two of Cups. When you're sharing your emotions, you're sharing your love with another person. And then we have the trapped card, stuck, tied down, captive. So somebody let's see, depending on the circumstances. I'm gonna get tarot, because hi, whoever's scrolling past. I hope you're having a good day. Even if you scroll by, thank you for stopping by just to check my channel out. I really appreciate your time. Okay, so let's go into the, that was the devil card. I'll show it to you. That was the devil card that came out. I hate when my throat is doing that. I need to get that under control because it's going to be annoying doing that on an airplane, you know? Okay. Foundation intimacy. I feel like some of you are building a connection with somebody that, so you're building a bond, a connection with somebody, but with the trap down card, it says stuck, tied down, captive. There may be a little bit of something that you have to be careful of. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in something just because you're, you know, you like the intimacy, but also just a little 10 of Wands. But you may be connecting with this person because you're captive, you're held captive by them. They probably are held captive by you. Okay, tell me about foundation. Okay. Tell me about foundation. Queen of Pentacles. She's the queen of foundations. She's someone who is steady, secure, financially abundant. With temperance. Wow, and the 9 of, wow. With the Tower. Okay, so we have this, the foundation. I feel like this is very personal because we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's someone who is abundant and, but this is about this Queen of Pentacles who is basically feeling at peace with herself. You know, she's feeling balanced, she's feeling secure, she's feeling like she has everything she needs within herself and also within her environment. She's emotionally and mentally balanced, you know, but she also has this receptiveness. Like, it's like she knows something because she has her eyes closed. And it's like she's thinking, like she may have these moments where she just sits quietly and just enjoys the silence, enjoys or basks in whatever she's created or built for herself with her. You know, she could be someone who's established, who has her own home, who feels very secure in wherever she is, because she is her own home. If you think about it, we are our own home. And 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, happiness with the Tower. I don't know what this Tower is. 8 of Wands. So there may be an, oh, okay. So this Queen of Pentacles is very grounded, safe, secure, has everything she needs, everything she wants. She feels emotionally satisfied. And but then there may be something coming unexpectedly, very quickly too, quickly and unexpectedly, that is going to cause her to put her guards up with the 9 of Wands coming up. She's going to put up some sort of boundary, because this was at the bottom of the deck. You know, it's like she's watching, waiting, seeing. Watch, wait, see. So she's observing something. She, the way it is like, I think she's anticipating something too. You know, sometimes if you sit by yourself and you sit quietly and you allow yourself just to kind of disengage with whatever, you know, and you could do that easily just by closing your eyes and just shutting off anything, but you're just like still in tune. This, whoever this Queen of Pentacles is, it could be you or whoever you're dealing with, they may already be sensing something. And it's like that sense of preparation. It's like, you're not gonna knock me off my throne. You know, I'm balanced, I have everything I need, and I'm at peace with myself, I'm at peace with my situation. So you may come at me, but I'm gonna be ready and I'm gonna be waiting. You know, I'm gonna be prepared. There's a bit of defiance there too. If you look at the both figures, it's like, don't F with me. You know, yes, she's the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing, someone who nurturing, you know, but it's like, do not fuck with my family. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my stability. Don't fuck with my security. You know, it's a, I don't know, like that's a different way of looking at the Queen of Pentacles. But the defiance in both of their faces is indicative of that. That's what I'm getting. So why is the Queen of, okay, the 2 of 5 of Swords came out. But I didn't know, because I don't need to know. What I just got was that someone may be telling the Queen of Pentacles something. And I don't know, Queen of Swords. Maybe the Queen of Wands is probably. Well, I keep saying Queen of Wands. We got. We have the King of Pentacles, the Hermit, the 5 of Cups, and the 2 of Swords came out again. And then we have the Devil. I feel like somebody's trying to come in with a tempting offer in some way. It's like, I mentioned that the Queen of Pentacles has her eyes closed. And if you think about this, it's like somebody may be coming in, wanting to cause some sort of confusion, but the Queen of Pentacles has her eyes closed. But in the 2 of Swords, the figure has their eyes closed. But she has her eyes closed, not because she's putting a blindfold on. It's more so like she is touching base with her emotions, her intuition, to guide her on how to move forward or proceed with any investments or opportunities that may be coming up. Oh my gosh. You know, somebody may be wanting to come in, cause confusion, cause disappointment, cause someone to be sad. Or this could be something that she's experienced in the past with a King of Pentacles energy, you know, and could be reflecting. Or we could look at it that a King of Pentacles is coming in who may be uncertain, may be unsure about how to approach this Queen of Pentacles, you know. He may find her attractive, he may even confide in her. This person they could be a couple, or it could just be two people that know each other. They could be at the same level. They know each other, but maybe the King of Pentacles has experienced some past disappointments, past confusion, past uncertainty, and has been healing, introspecting, going within, and doing whatever they need to do. Kind of touch base with themselves, no dirty jokes, Dan. Get in touch with, basically, like, evaluating where they are right now, evaluating their life, evaluating where they are and where they're going, right? So trapped. So where's this trapped? Because this could be someone could be trapped in a mind about making a decision about something. But what is this trapped about? So the intimacy was the King of Pentacles, the foundation. So the feminine figure feminine energy could be feeling secure, safe, stable within herself and in her environment. But the King of Pentacles may be a bit confused about about intimacy, something about confiding something, possibly telling her something. But what is this trapped? Maybe this King of Pentacles wants to know that he's captivated by her, that he feels a bond, a connection, that he's tied to her, he's stuck on her. He could even be stuck on her. You know, he could be stuck on her and she doesn't even know it. She's minding her own business and he's over there, you know. We have the 4 of Pentacles with the Page of Cups. The 4 of Pentacles, someone could be holding back, you know, not putting all their chips on the table. Yeah, they're keeping their emotions to themselves. Got the 3 of Wands. Someone's considering the future options, future plans, planning for the future, thinking about what's their next step. Because we have the 4 of Pentacles, so there is holding back energy. Someone can be holding back their emotions, these emotions may be something that runs very deep. With the Moon card coming in, and you see her, she's like sinking in her emotions. This person may be drowning in his own emotions, or his or her own emotions, take it as it resonates, you know, but they may be holding back, or they may be feeling like a Queen of Pentacles can be holding back from them, holding back from investing, holding back from giving in any way. It could be time, money, energy, even acknowledgement. Because again, we have this figure who has this, her face turned, but her eyes are closed, you know. And whenever I think of closing my eyes, it's for me to get in tune, to connect to my environment or whoever. Hi, whoever's watching. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Moon. Yeah, so someone is feeling some deep emotions. They may be hiding these emotions. They may feel like this sense of passion, desire, because we have the wolf and the dog there. You know, this person can't be taming their emotions in some way, but in the heat of the night, and when they're alone, they're like, their thoughts, their fantasies, any illusions or whatever, daydreams, because he looks like he's daydreaming, can get to them. And they may be stuck in their own head, you know, about coming forward, about, you know, instead of holding back, they want to give. It could be that. Or it could just be they're just scared, you know, which is normal. That's normal. Okay, so the signs that I see based on the court cards and major arcana, we have water sign energy with the Page of Cups. We have Pisces and Cancer with the Moon. We have the Virgo with the Hermit. We have Earth energy with the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. We also have Scorpio and Aries with the Tower and Sagittarius with Temperance. And that's based off major arcana and court cards. This could be somebody that you know from the past, somebody you had a past relationship with, someone that may be a soulmate energy. If you believe in past lives, somebody you probably knew in another life. Or, like I said, maybe someone you knew when you were younger. Take that as it resonates. Okay. What is the outcome of the situation? What is the outcome of the situation? What is the outcome of the situation? We have the Page of Swords. So someone's going to be watching, spying, gathering information, being a squirrel. I want to say gathering their nuts. Okay, so what's the outcome? 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 The card sticks out to me. Ooh, yeah, someone's going to be watching and someone's going to be feeling left out. You know, feeling excluded, feeling left out, sad. Maybe they're going to be learning something that's going to be disappointing to them. Kind of have them feel like they're left out in the cold. When I say left out of heaven, because you see there's a key there with a keyhole, but this person is just not seeing that the answers are right there. The key to unlock them from this feeling is just a glance away. It's right there in the corner, right in their face. So maybe somebody's seeing information that's right in their face that they're not acknowledging, and they're allowing their thoughts to dictate what they see and not seeing that the truth is right there in their face. Yeah, they have to use their intuition. You know, someone may be ignoring the intuition. It could be another Pisces. I saw the World card. The World card came out anyway. Yeah, maybe there's something that's coming to a close, a cycle that's coming to a close. Maybe this is what it is. Somebody's realizing that as long as they stay in this energy of watching and waiting, the Nine of Wands just fell out, that they're going to miss out on an opportunity. Like there's going to be like this time frame where somebody has to do something. And if they don't act at the right moment, they don't follow their intuition, they're going to miss something. They're going to miss an opportunity. So they have to kind of get their hands out of their face out of their hands, or, you know, the head out of the sand, let's put it that way. And just look for the signs. Because if, say, the Queen of Pentacles is interested, but she's just like, I'm waiting for him to come to give me this offer. You know, like she could already sense this. But this person could be so much so in their head and their emotions that they're not seeing that it's just that simple. You know, it's just a matter of them making the gesture, you know, and it doesn't have to be anything grand, you know. Maybe it does. Depends on the queen, you know. But the Knight of Wands, you know, you don't want to miss out on an opportunity to have fun, to experience passion, creation. It could even be it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be just somebody who wants to, you know, kind of build something, build a business, build a foundation. It could even be that. Maybe somebody's in their head about marrying somebody because they see that they're the match. You know, we have the King and Queen Pentacles, and there is attraction, there is passion there, you know. That's coming to my mind. With the Knight of Cups, look at that, the bottom of the deck. So we have fire sign and earth sign, water sign energy. Well, yeah, like I mentioned that somebody may have experienced something in the past disappointment, things that kept them in their head, and that they may be, you know, healing, recovering from it. But look at the Four of Swords just came out too. So this person may be stuck healing, stuck in a healing phase, you know, they think, oh, I had to heal, you know, I hear that a lot. There's actually one person I've heard that from, and it's like, okay, go heal, but you know, you got to figure out what the hell healing is to you, you know, because there are things in our past that we can't change, right? We have to accept them, but we can't like keep allowing that to rule our life and how we move forward. Where in the negative sense, where you hold yourself back, you don't allow yourself to experience something, you know. And I'm talking about someone who wants to experience something, but they're scared to. Not someone who doesn't give a fuck, like they don't care, like if about being with somebody or not, like it's not that important to them, you know. But I'm talking about somebody who wants something, but they're still stuck in the healing phase, you know. Healing is a process, but it doesn't mean life has to stop for you. You can enjoy life as you're healing. Enjoying life is a part of the process, you know. If you're just stuck like thinking, oh, I had to lay in bed and I had to distract myself and I had to do this and that's going to help me heal. No, that's not going to help you heal, because if you're trapping yourself and distracting yourself, you're not facing whatever it is that's kind of holding you back and keeping you stuck, you know. You're just going through the motions. You're just functioning. You're not living. You're not thriving. You know, you're surviving. Yes, we need to survive, but we also have to grow. We have to evolve into better human beings. Better human beings, just not only for other people, but for ourselves, because we need to be proud of ourselves. We don't need other people to validate that in us. If anything, the only thing they're validating is what we already see in ourselves. But it's a matter of being able to see that we're worthy, that we're lovable, that we're, you know, we deserve whatever it is that we want, you know, and not in the entitled way, but because that's just a part of life. You know, we want to experience the best, you know, but we shouldn't let the worst take over, you know. That's all I want to say. Yeah, look, this healing right there with the 17, and then I said the seven of the pentacles, you know. So this is the star. So this is about healing, restoration, having hope, having faith, you know. But don't get stuck. Just don't get stuck, you know, because you can miss out on the opportunity, especially if you find someone who you think is your match. You don't want to be like, find out later on and be like, wow, that's the person that got away. That's the one that got away. And it makes me think of that Katy Perry song, The One That Got Away. In another life, I would be your girl. I don't remember the song. I like that song because it ends, well, if you watch the music video, it has the You Are My Sunshine, but it's sang by Johnny Cash, and it's so haunting and it's so sad, and that video always makes me freaking cry like a baby. Oh, I love that. I like when music does that to me because it touches me. I love it. It touches that part of my soul, that emo, the emotional side of me, you know, my Scorpio sensitive heart, even my Leo my Leo moon. That's my heart right there, you know. It's about the fact that I'm bringing that up is like being courageous. You have to be courageous. Even through healing, you have to be courageous. Healing is courageous. That's all I can say, honestly. So I hope this reading and any of the messages I say or have channeled or have come through are helpful to you in some way. And I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are. And I'm sending you lots of love. Bye. Let me see if I can figure this out.